get away from the city for a while.
The big vision is to create a center in the woods where it's both architecturally and programmatically designed for musicians.
Here for 2 days or 3 days just to do that. There's nothing else to think about. I'm like, this is my dedicated time to show up for creation. And then I'm so supported by people around me and offerings of the space and the nourishing meals and the body work and the presence.
Don't hesitate to prioritize wellness, health, ease of functioning, and musical community. Collaboration was easeful, and that was where I learned the most. It's a great service to musicians to allow us to outsource some of the decisions about our well-being to experts who are willing to give. And they get to enter that space by just making one simple decision, which is to go to a Catalyst retreat.
There are spaces, but there's not the clear intention of wedding wellness with creative, productive work. In the New York City grind, you need a change in setting and you need nature. It's easier to find the natural ebbs and flows of my cycles of productivity. That's really important. I mean, it's like, the room is there for study, practice space. I mean, at least here has great acoustics. I mean, it's the best. Yeah, and I mean, there's a space here which is generally used for treatment, and over there is more of a social area, and of course the kitchen is super social. Go from a practice session and then go into a massage treatment, and you're able to notice tension and release in a much more HD way. And we were all very different disciplines, but everybody who was here was so cool, and we just vibed and had fun.
Oh my gosh, the peace. I actually woke up smiling because I got proper sleep for the first time in probably 8 or 9 months. The heartbeat of it, which is you and your vision, only growth can come from that. A reminder of the balance, a reminder of my why, a reminder of the importance of systems and organization and community, nature, and I'm gonna set timers more often, incorporating these things into my daily life. So I think that's just a breakthrough of no more messing around. Athletes make sure they're doing all their things to take care of their body. I think musicians need to start treating their bodies better. A little bit of yoga, a little bit of tap dancing, a little bit of vocalizing, a little bit of writing, a little bit of rest and reflection is going to be way more sustainable for me. It's one thing to have time by yourself, but it's another thing to have time and have somebody looking after your well-being. It's so important that this is accessible to all musicians. Like, is this really an inventive idea? It should have already been happening. And I think it's exactly what musicians need right now.
Till I'm breathing in the summer.
Marvin, he gave me some really good pointers. Also, my expressive art experience, that felt really good. The patient approach to how to share musical space. It was a retreat and it was a deep dive in. I feel that most artists are going to have that same orientation to it and get the same value.
And maybe you and I will get away from the city for a while.
You don't realize the cost of not taking your health seriously until you have an experience that returns some value to you, and you just realize that day in and day out, it's going to add minutes to your hour being healthy, and it's going to add pennies to the dollars that you make.
From